Now let me show you how to unload the knives. At first you need to loose all the screws under the knives. There are many screws under knives, you should lose all of them. And now let me adjust these two screws. This screw you need to adjust to be outside, to lose them to be a little outside. And another one we need to adjust here to more inside. With adjusting these two screws can make both knives and up knives have more distance, so you can easily to unload these two knives. So after adjustment, we can see this gap from here. That means there's have some distance from these two knives. And then we unload all these screws outside this knife. This old screw we need to get out this knife so that we can get out these bottom knives. And also you need to get out all these screws from the up knives so that you can get out these up knives after get all the screw here. Now let me see how to install the knives. So if you want to install the knives, we start from the up knife. So at first you need to fixing all this screw, and we start from the screw in the middle, then to the two sides. All these screws fix to 80% tight. The same for the bottom knives. We should to fix all these screws, or we also from the middle of this part from here. So after fix all the screw, that we adjust here. This screw can make the down knife more touch the up knives. After install these two knives, we make sure this two knife gap is big, so these two knives will not touch and damage when cutting. Then we press the jogging to adjust knife manually to adjust the gap between these two knives. When cutting the knife, we will check all the part, all the side if the two knives is touched or not. Then if the knife is not touched, we then cut in the machine, but slowly. Now let we check how to adjust the gap between these two knives. To adjusting right position to cut in the paper, we start to adjust the left side. Before adjusting the left side, we should fixing here the right side, then start to adjusting the left side. Now we start to adjusting the left side of the knife. We first need to loose this one, need a little loose, and loose this screw can adjusting the cutting the paper. We adjusting little by little by the screw to be outside little by little. Also for the right side, we adjusting the screw from the outside, can adjusting the bottom knife more closer to the up knife. So we adjust the screw little by little, then adjusting the gap of this one. After adjusting this side, the cutting is okay, then we adjusting another side. Before adjusting the screw, you need to loose this one. Then adjusting this knife, we adjust a little by little to make the bottom knife. So after adjusting two sides, we can check if can cut in the big size of paper. Then we put the big size one, then cutting. Then we can adjusting all the screw and checking the cutting. Each side is okay or not. So we can check in like this way to make sure each side can cut in the paper properly. So after adjusting the knife, we need to tight all these screw on the bottom knives. Then we finish the adjusting.